Hey everyone, for those of you who know me, and if you're new here, my name is Warren, and today I am going to be doing my first ever book haul on this channel. I'm really excited because I have a lot of books to show you. I was in Barnes & Noble last week, and I only went in there to get one book, but I ended up buying 7 because I have issues. This is my second video and I already have a book buying problem. I'm just kidding, I had a book buying problem a long time before I started this channel. Here is the bag of books that I have from Barnes & Noble. It's a bit heavy because there's 7 books in it, but I'm excited to show all of you guys. The first book that I picked up was One Dark Throne by Kendare Blake, and this is the sequel to Three Dark Crowns, and if you haven't heard of this series, it follows 3 sisters who are all the heirs to their kingdom, and each one is born with a magical power, and when they turn 16, they have to face off in a battle to the death, and the surviving sister wins the crown and becomes queen. It's a very twisted, dark fantasy, but I really enjoyed it. I read Three Dark Crowns earlier this year. I was really hooked on it and I thoroughly enjoyed it. However, it does have a lot of world building and setup involved in it. So I'm hoping that One Dark Throne will have a little bit more of an exciting plotline, and I can't wait to read it and continue with the series about these 3 sisters and find out which one of them will become queen. The next book that I picked up was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This book is a compilation of all the novellas from the Throne of Glass series. Let me just tell y'all something right now. I am a Sarah J. Maas fan. She is my queen. As you can see over here, I have my entire bookshelf dedicated to her. I know some people are divided on her writing, but I absolutely love her. You're probably going to hear me talk a lot about her books on this channel. This is the prequel novellas to Throne of Glass, and one of my Bookstagram friends who's read farther into the series was telling me, Warren, you can't read Queen of Shadows until you've read The Assassin's Blade, because there are characters in these prequels that are important in Queen of Shadows. Just FYI, I haven't read past Heir of Fire, so I don't know what happens. I'm still trying to finish the series, and I'm really excited for it. I am heeding my friend's Bookstagram advice, and I picked up The Assassin's Blade. The next book that I picked up was Cress by Marissa Meyer, and this is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles trilogy. Wait, trilogy? No, it's not a trilogy. In the Lunar Chronicles series, I love the idea of telling these sci-fi dystopian versions of Grimm's fairy tales. It's so cool. And I believe this one is supposed to be about Rapunzel. Instead of Rapunzel being trapped in a tower, in futuristic world, we have Rapunzel trapped in orbit around the Earth in a satellite, and I think that's amazing. So I can't wait to pick this one up and continue with these series. I have Cinder and Scarlet as well, and I didn't really enjoy Scarlet as much as Cinder, but I do like this series and I've wanted to continue with it for a while now. Everyone has said that Cress is really good, and this is what made the series popular, so I'm excited to read it and see if that holds true. So yeah, I am really excited for Cress. I can't wait to read it and continue with this series. The next 4 books are part of Barnes & Noble's Leatherbound Classics, and I absolutely love them. They are so gorgeous. They have a beautiful spine and just gorgeous covers made of real leather, and I think they will look amazing on my bookshelves. So let me show you guys which classics I got. The first one is The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson, and I absolutely love this cover. The glare of my light is sort of making it wash out, but if I turn it this way, you can see it's a brown and gold leather cover, and I think this is super aesthetic and beautiful. I love the test tube in the middle here. It's just really cool. I think these classics are beautiful. And on the spine, you have another like test tube, and then here is the back. And the back has a quote from the book. All human beings are commingled out of good and evil. This is actually a classic I have not read yet. It even smells good. Like, do you all ever like smell a book and just enjoy that smell of like leather and paper? It just, it smells really good. I'm sorry. I love it. It smells really good. It also comes with a gold book ribbon that you can use as a bookmark to hold your place and everything. The next one is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It is purple with gold engravings on it, and again, I also think this one is very beautiful. The cover just looks so fantastical and beautiful, and I love it. And it has green pages, which I think is so cool. This next one is one of my favorites, and that is Dracula by Bram Stoker. I love how this cover is blood red, like the blood of Dracula's victims. There's even blood drops and bat wings, and on the back, the saying is, "Listen to them, the children of the night, what music they make." And I just think that's great. I love these little quotes about each of the books. You know, and this is the story of the original vampire. Like, this is the guy that set the standard for all vampire fiction that came after it, okay? Twilight's got nothing on Dracula. But I think I'm going to read this very soon because I want to get into the Halloween spirit and get all spooky. And I think this book will be great to get me excited for Halloween. And the last of the leatherbound classics that I got is probably my favorite one of all of them that I own so far. It has the most gorgeous cover I've ever seen, and that is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I love just the lightning and the castle, and it is actually a little bit reflective, even though that's just my light. I have no plans for Halloween, so I will probably be spending it reading this baby right here. Frankenstein Monster is one of my favorite Halloween stories, and I will definitely be reading this soon as part of my Halloween festivities. I also got 2 more books that I actually borrowed from my library. And the first book is 172 Hours on the Moon by Johan Harstad. I just finished this book and I absolutely loved it. It's a sci-fi horror story and it takes place on the moon, which makes it so much cooler. I had no idea it was going to be a horror story. I thought it was just going to be a scientific adventure and the characters would have to overcome the problems of space travel. But it turned out to have some really cool supernatural and psychological elements to it that I really liked. It follows 3 teenagers from different parts of the world who are selected by NASA to go on a return mission to the moon on the 50th anniversary of the original Apollo 11 moon landing, and when they arrive on the moon, they find out that they are not alone. And I really thought this book was chilling. It was honestly spooky and it psyched me out a little bit, but I loved it. And the ending was so confusing and left me wanting to read more. So I really loved this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars on my Goodreads. I would definitely recommend picking this up. If you love sci-fi thrillers, this book is awesome. And the second book from my library is The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodgkin. And I've not read this series yet, but I've heard this is a really good psychological series. I think it's about a teenage girl that has amnesia. So it's a cool, spooky, psychological book as well, and I think that's great for this time of year because it is October after all. Well, that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've watched all the way till the end, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Leave a comment down below and tell me if you've read any of these books and what did you think about them. And yeah, please give this video a like and subscribe. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that commented on my BookTube newbie tag. Thank you all for welcoming me to this channel and to BookTube. It was so nice of you, and I hope you'll stick around to watch more of my videos. So happy reading, everyone, and I'll see you on Friday with a new video. Bye!